Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series reviews I do for a little while now. I go over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I bit my tongue a little bit while I was doing my intro, but like a professional, I just keep rolling. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there my trout food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, damn it, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, this happens to be one of my favorite super cool shirts because it is my my Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt. I don't need no instructions to know how to rock shirt. Yeah. Come on, man. Like, if you're unfamiliar, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it's an animated series. Started in I want to say the early-ish 2000s on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. Very weird. Never had much of a strong singular premise, but it just kind of went with it, and it is ridiculous, and you're either going to love it or hate it. I grew up with it. I love it. Carl is easily the best character in the whole series, and this might have been his greatest moment in the entire series. I love this shirt. It's just so cool, man. It's just, and it's one of those shirts where, when I wear it out, people comment. They're like, there it is, and it's like, there it is. I bought this shirt online. That proves how cool I am. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, this is sort of a special request in its own way because I decided to head on back out to Shake Shack. This specifically is their Maple Snickerdoodle Shake, which consists of cinnamon cookie frozen custard, hand spun with maple syrup with whipped cream, cinnamon candy sprinkles. Woo! We're going to put the straw in it. Now let's get the thing for the thing. Can we get the thing for the thing? I like. Ha 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 ha! Yeah. So here's the thing about this. I've reviewed a few things from Shake Shack. Recently, I reviewed their Korean burger and their coffee and donut shake. That was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. And I reviewed them. I uploaded them onto the old YouTube channel, all that good stuff. And the Shake Shack YouTube channel actually commented on both of them and gave me a little bit of kudos. And they specifically said when I posted up the other shake video, they're like, hey, we've got 2 other ones in that range. Maybe you want to try them out. Ha 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 ha! Sure, man. I will 100% I'm going to call this a fan request for Shake Shack. So let's try out their their Maple Snickerdoodle Shake. Let's give it a go. Oh, that's good. You can taste the maple. I mean, you'd think, but I've had some pretty misleading milkshakes in my time. Misleading Milkshakes would be an awesome indie band name. There we go. Somebody, you're fully allowed to take that. Misleading Milkshakes. Just credit me somewhere in the book. That's fine. I like that. I like this one. I like this one a whole lot. I think I might even like this one more than the coffee and donuts one. That one was pretty cool too. But that was one of those ones where it kind of had it was a mix of flavor and textures and stuff like that with the whole sort of donut thing. This one is just straight flavor. It's just, boom, here's some flavor. You're going to love it. And I do. It's really tasty. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that cinnamon and maple go together. That's definitely a flavor pairing, but I don't know that I've ever had it in a shake format. And it's one of those things where, it's deceptively simple, but really tasty. Genuinely, it's really good. And I'm not just saying that for the benefit of Shake Shack, okay? I like Shake Shack. I don't eat there super often, but, every now and again. But at the end of the day, if they put out something that sucks, I'm going to let you folks know. But no, this is actually really good. Like, this totally plays to my flavor palette. I love maple as a flavor. I think it's one of those things. I think, like, maple donuts are great. Maple syrup, of course, is fantastic. I will say, if I had a critique of the maple flavor in this, I could use more of it. That is my one thing. I think a little bit extra, and I can understand why you wouldn't, because you're not just catering to me. You're catering to, as wide an audience as possible. If you go too heavy with it, I could see it being off-putting for some people, but for me, I definitely could have done with a little extra. But it's not too far off where I would go with it. But it's tasty. The maple and the cinnamon work really nice. The maple's got that nice kind of earthy sweetness to it. And then the cinnamon, just gives it that little extra edge. And that's really nice. Like, it's a really simple shake, done well. Just tasty flavors that work. And like I said, my only grievances that I could point out would be, again, just a little more maple, maybe a little bit more cinnamon, just to kind of, keep the balance up. I think that would go over there, would just really kind of elevate this for me. But even as is, it's very tasty. The flavors that they are trying to highlight are there and very evident. And it's just a good shake. I mean, it's Shake Shack. For fuck's sake, it's literally the first part of their name. They have good shakes. And I think that for me, this one I'm going to put up there. I reviewed their funnel cake shake like months ago now. And that one was pretty damn good too. I would say that this is probably about on point with that from what I remember of it, but I remember liking that one. I like this one. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and yes. Genuinely, I think in both instances, these are easy yeses for me. Because like I said, for me, I like that kind of stuff, Like, I'm a big fan of, like, root beers, and I like earthy things, and stuff like that. Especially if you can go over there, give it a little sweetness, just kind of contrasting flavors and stuff. I like contrasting flavors a lot. So for me, like that, again, that earthiness of the maple and the cinnamon works really well. And then you just have the overall, creaminess and sweetness of the rest of the shake. And it's just tasty and good. Like, I'm not going to say this is the penultimate version of what this shake could be. Again, I think if you went over there, if you were willing to go a little crazier with it, I think that would be the best version of it. But as is, it's still very tasty. And it's definitely one I would get again. And if I'm recommending it to people, that's kind of, again, where it sort of works to their benefit that they didn't go crazy with it, because I think overall, it's just a genuinely really tasty shake. And while I do think that the maple and the cinnamon play nice active roles, I don't think that they're so active that they would be abrasive for anybody. If you're not into maple, if you're not into cinnamon, it's probably not going to be your thing regardless, but I think if you're maybe a little bit sort of, here or there on it, you could still drink this and enjoy it, because it is ultimately just tasty, and those elements play a role, but they're not overwhelming the whole thing, if that makes any sense. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly maple syrup-tastic rest of your. Maple syrup is just wonderful. And I say that fully living in America, where I know damn well that 99.9% of the maple syrup that I've had has been super artificial. And I have actually had, like, real maple syrup. You pay for it. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different flavor experience, but it is very different. Like, if you've grown up on the artificial stuff, man, you expect, like, a nice, thick, sticky, kind of texture to it. Yeah, it's a little bit different than that, but, I think both have their virtues. I'm sure some people would completely disagree. That's fine. But anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do all the time? I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're trying not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes. And when we have to deal with situations like that in our lives, it's important we go over there. We try, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try out the Shake Shack, the Shake Shack maple snickerdoodle shake, as I've done here today. And maybe like me, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be, it's a fun experience. But maybe also like me, you're going to be like, you know what? We can make it even better. So then you go over there and you get like some friends together and like, maybe like one guy knows a little bit about like maple and the other guy knows a little bit about cinnamon. And then you got like one goofy guy who like just likes to get loaded, but like he's, kind of like the mascot of your group. And you go on a road trip. It's a whole 90s style thing. You live, you laugh, you love, you learn, all that good stuff. And at the end of the whole thing, you've completely forgotten about the Shake Shack shaking the whole thing. And let's be honest, the one drunk guy, he's probably got about like 15 different STDs at this point. And, now it's just sad. It's no longer funny, But because they never showed that part at the end of the 90s road trip movies where like clearly one of the members is going to die soon. Anyway, bye.